up, kids? How's everybody out there on YouTube land today? August 20th. Hello, dog. August 20th, 2018. Wow. August 20th, 2018. Me and Miss Lily are having a great time here on the Lily too. Just enjoying the hell out of life, living the life as it were. Hey, Cocoa Puffs, what's up, man? And hey, Coyote, what's going on? We're living the dream, guys. I mean, we're out here on our boat just having fun. Hey, Smoking. Hey, Akula, what's going on? Hey, Frank, how are you? Everybody's rolling in. Good to see everybody here. Hey, PC, what's up, man? Brad, hello, good evening. Oh, man. Back to regular live stream. Hey, Steve's Vids, after last night, back to a regular live stream. Hopefully we won't be too much bothered by trolls, but if we are, well, that's on them, I guess. So, Frank Daniels, what's going on? Hey, Tickle Me Finn, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? So, we are in the same place I was as last night. I rested today. I took the day off today. Actually, I didn't take the day off. Hey, Chief Hasbin. Hey, Bree, how you doing? No, I walked into town here at Old Saybrook, New York. I walked into town. I was going to go to Wally World. And Hayden James, what's up? I was going to go to Wally World to buy a battery charger, and instead, along the way, found an Ace Hardware that actually had some really good older model, you know, the heavy duty all steel real battery chargers from back in the day. They were Sears Die-Hard of all things. Sears Die-Hard battery chargers. So I got a Sears Die-Hard. It's a 2 amp, 10 amp version, which is perfect. That's all I need for on the boat. So it's ideal size and ideal amperage to run off my generator, keep my batteries charged up until I can, you know, raise the funds and find another alternator for my engine. It's kind of hard to find those alternators. They're not common anymore. You know, they were 1974, but so I got to look around. We'll see how it goes, but we'll figure it out. Anyhow, so I had to go for a big long walk today. Well, not a big long walk, but a couple miles. I went for a couple mile walk today, which is good. Did me a world of good to go for a nice long walk. Came back, rewarded myself with a hot shower, which was really just awesome. So hey, Tom Travis, Chief, what's up? Andy, how you doing? And just had a great day. Just had a great day, you know. Got up and did all the stuff I need to do this morning, organizational wise. Took care of some, did a little troll hunting in the Patreon group, and sure enough, ferreted them out. So does alternator run off a fan belt or gears? Fan belt. It runs off a fan belt. So hey, Full Force Gale, how you doing? Yep, it's oh, I've got the model written down here. I don't have it up here with me right now, but so hello, Amy Sailor. Shout out to Sailing Girls. Okay, well, unfortunately we don't have a lot of those on the channel, so I'm glad to see some Sailing Girls out here. Freshly broken tibia and fibula. Just oh, Ruthless Ronnie, man, what'd you do? You broke your arm, man. Bummer. That's never a good thing. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Sorry to hear that. I hope it's, well, you probably got it pinned and in a cast, that kind of stuff now, or, ouch. Ouch, probably a story behind that. So, above the wrist. Okay, so that's the arm then, right? Hey, Douglas Deaton, how you doing? Good evening. So, anyhow, so we had a good day. Got this morning, was getting things organized, and bring on the lady Z, woohoo. Welcome, Bree. Hey, Johnny Hag, what's up? Hey, Pilot. Just had a really good morning, got things organized, went for a big long walk, took a shower, spent the whole day here in Old Saybrook in New York. Nice little town. Walked down, found the hardware store, and Why am I buying? Why else would I buy a battery charger to charge my batteries with? Um, okay. Anyhow, so I'm on my phone. Okay, Bree. Shitty ladder twisted under me. Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, Ronnie, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yep. Ladders are one thing you never go cheap on. Never go cheap on a ladder. So, no, there's no shower on board. Well, yes, there is a shower on board my boat. Yeah, in fact, there actually is a shower on my boat. But I don't have it. I don't have those water tanks filled up and working. So I went ashore here at the local yacht club and used their showers. Had a nice hot shower. So. Put a Chevy alternator as a replacement, 2 wires, easy hookup as long as pulleys line up. Mine did, huh? Okay. Yeah, Bubba, I have the model, the make and model of the alternator that was on the boat. Pretty straightforward, so I don't imagine it's going to be too much of a difficulty. Just need to raise some funds to buy the new one. You know, they're expensive, and so all in good time. The battery charger was a $45 purchase that enables me to run and take care of everything that I need to keep the batteries topped up until I put together the hundreds of dollars that I'm going to need to replace the alternator and the bracket and what have you. So should have gone solar. No, I should not have gone solar. There's no solar wouldn't have done anything as far as generating alternator power and charging the batteries. There's no room on my boat for a big battery bank, nor is there any place on my boat for solar panels. So no, that's just not a good idea on my boat. Sorry. On some boats, yes. On this little boat, no. Maybe at some point if I get, man, someone's making a bunch of noise out there. Maybe someday I might put an arch or something across the back of this, or some sort of davit system, and maybe then we could put on solar, but not right now. So thanks, Ronnie. Yeah, I'm glad I got cruising too, man. I'm just having a ball out here. You know, it was, hey Gomer, it was kind of nice just to relax today. I really got beat up pretty bad yesterday. Yes, Bubba, the bracket broke. I really got beat up pretty bad yesterday with bashing into the wind, and so it was nice just to take today and let everything get unsore. Man, I was exhausted last night. I really was. I got done with the live stream last night, which was a short live stream, and I immediately just went to bed. I took off a couple of, dealt with a couple quick things last night and then went to bed and slept right on until almost 8 o'clock this morning. So I got a 75 watt on my 40 and it works fine. Okay. The welder dude that did your ladder brackets, maybe he could build you a solar arch. Ah, well, maybe, but I wasn't going to ask him to do that. Should have done your homework. What are you talking about? Tom Travis, wind would have been on your nose today. Yes, Tom, it absolutely would have. You're absolutely right. I was looking at the weather forecast, and it would have been another day of just bashing into the wind and trying to move along at 1.2 or 1.3 knots. Now tomorrow, the wind is actually looking much better. It's going to be coming around from the north, giving me sort of a broad run, well, a bit of a reach, actually, broad reach, and so that's looking pretty good. I think I'll be able to make Pine Island certainly tomorrow, and then the weather is going to clock around and actually be coming from the south for the day after that, which will be ideal as I go and I make the curve heading up into Newport and Bristol, Rhode Island, and getting up into that area. So tomorrow I'm hoping to get to Pine Island, which is where I should have gotten to last night, but we'll get there tomorrow, and then after that we'll be able to slip around and get into Bristol, Rhode Island, and be able to meet Dave. I spoke to him, and he's all good, no problem. So we've got all that organized and scheduled. So kind of a pretty sunset here this evening. There you go. See the sun setting down over there over the houses. Not really much in the way of cloud cover this evening. So tonight we get to watch the sunset over some trees. So, which is kind of weird because I'm on the north shore of Long Island Sound. I'm just thinking, when I was sitting in Port Washington, I was looking out of the back of my boat. I was looking west. Obviously, the sun sets in the west, yes. And watching the sunset, which was across Long Island Sound from me. And now I'm on the north shore but the way this is tilted, you know, this harbor is actually runs east-west, and so what would think to be north is actually west in here, just from the way the harbor gets turned around. So anyhow, it's kind of neat watching the sunset this evening. You can rebuild alternators. Yes, you can. You can rebuild alternators. Yep, certainly can. And Doug, my friend Doug, wants to buy the components and to go ahead and do that. And that's all well and good, but I'm going to keep it simple and just buy an alternator, which will just save me a lot of headaches later on in the long run, because you go to fix them, and then you order the components, and you don't have the right components, and you don't have the right tools, and it just becomes an ordeal. You know, this way it's really simple. I just buy an alternator and I have it here to put in. It doesn't require anybody else or any other problems. So, and tickle me fins right. Then if Doug wants to rebuild the old one, he can have at it as a backup. But I'm going to get one and just make sure I've got a good solid one in place. In the meantime, I'm really happy with my battery charger. It's kind of a nice old school, heavy duty, built like a brick outhouse, um, that will work just fine. All steel casing and heavy duty, and it's just a 210 amp. It's just a 2 amp 10. Dog, move. Go lay down. Just a 2 amp 10 amp one, so it'll work really well and not be a lot of issues. I don't need any more for that for charging these batteries. So let me give you another look now. The sun's beginning to slip behind some clouds. Looks kind of pretty back over that house there. Big old fireball in the sky. Oh. Anyhow, let's see what I missed in the chat here. I think you and Doug are both right. You should buy a new alternator and have Doug rebuild your old one. Yep, that's kind of what I figured, Coyote. So, yeah, Ryan, I'm sorry to bother you, dude. But you know, too bad. I'll get a local quote to rebuild it. No, I'm not gonna do that. Do you have to run generator to charge the battery? Yes, I'll have to run my generator to charge the battery then. Yes. Can you hand crank the motor? The motor starts just fine. Tickle me fin. My batteries have enough juice in them. It's a diesel, so the only thing that the battery does is fire the starter. Once the engine's started, the battery doesn't do anything else on the diesel anymore. My engine has a mechanical fuel pump, not an electric fuel pump, so my batteries aren't being depleted at all by running the engine. So I can run it, you know. I have two big, almost 1,000 cold cranking amp deep cycle marine batteries on the boat, so I could probably, you know, start the motor 30, 40 times before I would deplete one battery. So I'm going to just switch over to just use one battery for whatever I need, and when that battery gets low and, you know, is unable to provide enough juice to start with, then I'll switch to the other battery and charge the first one up. It's really a kind of a simple concept, guys. Not hard to deal with, and it's just a real easy way to handle it. So, beautiful dog, by the way. Thank you. Fish just jumped. Yep, there's fish jumping all over the place here. There's some bluefish in here feeding on some bunkers. So, you know, I don't think it was a flounder. So how was the live stream last night? The live stream was fine last night. Yeah, it was very good. I was really too tired last night to really get into it. So I thought the mount was broken. The mount is broken and the alternator is burnt. The alternator bearings burn up because the alternator operated for too long in the incorrect position. And so it forced the bearings to work out on one side and it burnt the bearings up. That's how I knew there was a problem. There wasn't any indication, except all of a sudden I started hearing the belt squeal. So the bracket being broken caused the alternator to get out of alignment, and that caused the bearings to burn out. So that's how that happens. That's why I suggested a small solar panel. Yeah, I just don't have any place for a solar panel on here, really. I really don't. There's really no place on my boat that I could mount a solar panel right now. So I don't have a bimini to put it up on a bimini. I don't have an arch to put it up on an arch. I could put it up on the deck, and you see what would happen if I did. The dog would walk all over it. So yeah, it's just not the right boat for that. And I just certainly don't have the funds for solar panels right now. You're going to upload Sunday Patreon video? No. What happens in Patreon stays in Patreon. You're frustrating. Why not make a simple free phone call to price rebuild? Adam, because, you guys get so upset that I don't take all of your suggestions. If I were to take everyone's suggestions, I would spend 18 hours a day trying to follow up on all of it. I've already made phone calls, gotten prices on alternators already. There's no reason for me to call and get a local rebuild price. There's a couple of national outfits that do that kind of stuff. You send them the alternator, they rebuild it and ship it back to you. You have it back in like a week or so. They offer the best deal on those sorts of things. I've already done my homework. Not the first time I've had to deal with an alternator in my life, for Christ's sakes. I'm 60 years old. I've dealt with numerous alternators over the years, It's just like if I need an engine, I'm going to call Jasper and order an engine from Jasper because I've ordered engines from them before and they have good engines. Guys, sorry if I don't jump on all of your suggestions. There are some good suggestions out there. I'm not trying to be offensive by discounting your suggestion. It's just, give me a break. I've been doing this for 60 years. I kind of know a thing or two about what to do and what not to do. So that's why I didn't, I tried to just ignore the question because I didn't want to give a nasty response to it. But the pulpit rail, you mean the push pit rail on the back? Yeah, there's one spot that I possibly could put one solar panel, I guess. Did Lily see what I did with her photo? And did she? Oh, Frank, I haven't even looked at those today, buddy. I'm sorry. I haven't even looked at those today. Thanks for shedding some light. Okay, Dick, this is why you have trolls. Chill out. Okay. How much will an alternator cost? It depends. There's some variables in regards to that, so it depends. It's a pretty broad spectrum on them. And a lot of these rebuild places won't give you a price until they actually get the unit there and see what has to be done with it. In my case, with bearings burning out, it was just a matter of slaving the bearings and rewinding it and that kind of stuff. It really isn't that big of a problem. But if the bearing traces are shot, then that's a whole lot bigger deal for them then. So it just depends, and they want to see it before they give you a hard and fast quote. They give you like rough estimates, and yeah, I think somebody put on here something like $100. It was a little more than that, but it's not that big a deal, guys. Oh, you're in a mood today. Why have a live chat? I'm not in a mood today at all, dude. Sorry. Oh, how's the weight loss going? Did you get healthy provisions the other day? Andy, I did, man. I did. I really did. I stocked up on some vegetables and some fruits. Thank you very much. Put some meats on board, some fresh meats, but mostly it was fruits and vegetables. Try to keep some fresh stuff on board. And so the weight loss is continuing and doing well. I went for a really good walk today, and, it felt great. So, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago, Andy, that, frankly, I couldn't walk 2 miles without, when I first bought the boat in Sandusky, 105 days ago, 109 days ago, whatever. When I walked over there to the West Marine, which was less than a half a mile away, I had to stop a couple times and rest on the benches because I just hadn't been walking after spending, all the whole time there in Johanna's garage and stuff. I just hadn't been out walking like I normally did. So I was pooped, I'd walk to a bench and sit and take a break, and then walk to the next bench and sit and take a break, and so on and so forth. And so I really didn't get as much exercise. So, for me to be able to just walk a mile to Walmart without thinking twice about it was great today. And so, my weight loss and getting back in shape. A little friggin' bug out here. made it kind of nice today. I was really happy with being able to do that. So you chill out, Adam. Thanks, Bree. Who cares about the alternator? The mount is more difficult, I assume. Actually, Dick, the mount is just a straight piece of bar stock, and what I'm going to do is wait till I get back into Port Washington. I'm going to go visit Doug for a day and use the welder and just weld it back together again. It won't be. It's a very easy fix. If I had a welder here on board, I'd have it done in 5 minutes. So, Truth Finder, $100. Okay. Just buy a new one, man. Yep, I'm going to buy a new alternator, and I'm going to let Doug play with the old one and rebuild it, since that's what he wishes to do. You have the one side of your boat buffed up pretty well from using it as a backrest. Time to switch sides. Yeah, that's the generator side of the boat. I sit over here on this side, so none of your damn business. Okay, Tom, that was funny. Some people have no filter when they talk. Yep, Frank, that's true. Amy says, if I may chip in, I would say that the burning of fossil fuel, noise and smell of the generator is not a great way to save the planet and enjoy peaceful sailing. Solar is the best way. Well, Amy, and that's great, darling, and I happen to agree with you 100%. But you have to have the funds to buy the solar panels and the solar controllers and the install and places to mount them and room to put a battery bank and I just don't have the time and the funds for all of that right now. So putting the generator on board was the most cost efficient, energy efficient thing I could do at the time. So there you have it, dear. Thanks, Tickle Me Finn. Good evening, America. Hey, Douglas, there you are. Doug's in the house. Tell you one thing, there are a few of you. If I was the admin person, you'd be caught in a flash. Thanks, Cliff. Yep. Michael P. Michael P. got timed out by Walker, so that's odd. Michael P. is usually a pretty good guy. Solar's very affordable now. Man, there's these little gnats all over the place out here, guys. Hold on. I may have to go down below. These little gnats are getting in my face. They're problematic. Maybe I should get some spray on or something. I guess I smell real pretty after taking my shower today. I am on a ball, Alan. Yeah, I'm on a mooring ball. Useful, nothing wrong with burning fossil fuels. Okay. And hand crank and expression use a single man as well as starting engines. Okay. All boats need an alternator. There are cloudy and rainy days to get through. That's true. That's very true. Come on, I paid $30 for a used panel and $50 for MMP controller. Plenty of juice. Okay, Dick. That's fine. I've not found any kind of deal like that on panels and controllers, but okay. So, but yeah, a small panel like that with a small MMP controller would probably top off my batteries and keep them charged. So making my alternator on my engines superfluous. But I want an alternator back on my engine, so I'm going to get that done. You little gnats are bothering me. Well, they weren't out here last night, but they're out here in force tonight. Deep cycle batteries need to be deep cycled and not just topped off with an alternator. Like the Charger, you'll probably get better mileage. But the Germans are ahead of the solar curve. Okay, do you think your subs are increasing due to people messing with you? No, I don't. I think my subs are increasing because people are actually beginning to watch, because the subs are actually, or the trolls are actually messing with me even less. So, Dick, why not buy a ship and solar panel to Carl? Oh, man. Well, you guys need to all of you people just need to chill out, so. I was watching a video of you making beef stew in your cabin. At the end, you sang a song, Toad Suckers. Yep, not tonight. Why is Frank being nasty? Jen, because Frank, like me, is tired of all the trolls. That's why. He's tired of the irritation from all the trolls. It not only bothers me, it bothers a lot of my regular viewers. So, your cruising stuff will break constantly. It's just part of it. There you go, Truth Finder. Yep, stuff will break. You fix it. You move on. So, I saw nothing wrong with my comment. I totally support Carl and was simply stating that as a fact, they are watching and they are asswipes. Michael. Yeah, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. And Michael, I don't know. I think it was the asswipe that probably got you hit there. Again, I apologize for some of my moderators. They are a little overzealous in protecting me, and so that's okay. Mods will get rid of all the trolls. They're trying anyway. I have a technical question about batteries for my house batteries. Should I use 6 volt in series or 12 volt in parallel? Oh, man. You know, I guess, Steve, what it just boils down to is what you can find the best price of. If you can find, you know, you need 2 6 volt to make one 12 volt, obviously. If you can get a better price on 2 6 volts as opposed to one 12 volt, then, you know, that's one way to go. The problem with 2 6 volts is then you also have to consider your space. I'd much rather have 2 12 volt batteries than 4 6 volt batteries. Just because thinking about the way that your systems draw down on a battery, you know, you're only actually using, I mean, you know, if you have a battery at 100%, you're actually only pulling it down, you know, like 10 or 20%, and then it charges back up again. You're never really sucking that battery down. Even with the deep cycle engines, everybody thinks that, you know, you're drawing a deep cycle. That's why it's a deep cycle. You're drawing it all the way down to 0 and then charging it back up. And that's just not really the case. You never really draw a battery down that far. Of course, all the experts are going to get on here and argue with me, but that's fine. They're entitled to their wrong decisions. So I hope that answered your question anyhow, Steve. My Army connection is gone. Okay. Maybe Frank H. trolls too. Watch past videos. You have some nice boats around you. How about a 360? Yeah, sure, Tom. Actually, it's just going to be kind of a 180 because it's going to be just what's on the one side of me because I'm on the side of the anchorage. But here you can get an idea of what this anchorage looks like here in old Saybrook, New York. There you go. That's kind of it. I'm in that front row. It's all the boats are behind me. Well, actually, all the boats are off to my starboard side right now, which is behind me for where I'm sitting. So that's what old Saybrook looks like at the moment. This is the what are they? The North Harbor, I think they call it here. So okay. And so to the domestic shipping rates. Yep. 6 volt golf carts in series are your best value. Possibly. Frank is a troll hunter 24/7. Yep. Lean into 6 volts because they charge better and last longer. Okay. Let's raise money for an alternator. Someone share the PayPal. Okay, well, the PayPal is in the description down below. It's paypal.me/Carl Brook. So thank you, Sailing, for bringing that up. But you notice I didn't bring it up tonight. So I've not asked anybody for any money for my alternator. So you weigh more cycles out of the 6 volt as well. Okay. I run 2 solar systems, one in my cabin, which I run off golf cart batteries, which are 6 volt, and I step up to Andrea series it out so it runs at 48 volt through my MMP charge controller, no issues. There you go, Coyote. Interesting system. Why he doesn't have solar 10 times during each live stream? Well, maybe not 10 times, Frank, but certainly a couple times, or at least once every live stream. Nope, you're spot on. The batteries besides lithium are the still break the bank. Yep. However, on my golf cart, I run 3 12 volt batteries has a 36-volt system, I get better results with the 6-volt batteries because of the charging amp hours. Okay. How's my 1974 mainsail holding up? It's holding up just fine. How many house batteries do you have? I have one house battery and one start battery. One of each. That's all there is room for on this boat, is one of each. People go electric regret it when they are sitting in the dead area for days on end with no power. Yeah, Bree, get over to Jen. You want an expert? Let me get my wife. She thinks she knows everything. There you go, James. Did you have a long transit into the marina? Steve, it was a bugger getting here. It really was. It was a 10.5-hour day of bashing into the wind. At one point, I was down to making 1 knot. I was traveling at 1 knot. The wind was blowing so hard straight on the nose. The tide was moving in against me. It was an incoming tide coming into the Sound. And it was like I just wasn't going anywhere and just pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding away at it, trying to make some headway. So, which is why I didn't go today. The idea of going out there and pounding against an incoming wind for another day just didn't make any sense to me. Now, tomorrow looks like the wind's going to switch around coming from the north, which should give me a nice beam reach, which should be pretty nice tomorrow. And then the following day, I'm actually going to have the wind coming actually from the south, and then following seas in the afternoon as I make the turn up to Bristol. So it looks like the next 2 days might be pretty good for sailing. The last 2 certainly were not. So it was a bit of a hump getting in here. So let's see. Wow, I'm way behind in the chat. So okay. Okay, all right, so we're at Jen Aldridge. Well, I just started watching. I'm looking for a boat and wanted to know about solar. Jen, and that's fine. I understand that. On my particular boat, it's a 1974. They didn't have solar when this boat was built, so it wasn't designed and built with that in mind. So it's not a good boat to add solar to because they simply didn't design it into these boats back then. There's no room for it. What percentage of the boats actually have people on them? Very few. In fact, I'm the only one probably spending the night here. Adam, there were 2 batteries mentioned earlier. I think that is sufficient. Maybe Carl could give us a breakdown of the electrics on board. I think I just did. I have 1 house battery and 1 start battery, and that's it. So not much in the way of electrics. I wouldn't do it for sure. Maybe an electric engine, but fuel as a backup. Yep. Well, anytime you have an electric engine, Cliff, you still need to have a fossil fuel for backup because you have to charge the batteries for the electric engine somehow. So you're not going to charge. I don't care where you're at or what you're talking about. You are not going to, on a regular sailboat, you just simply don't have enough room for enough solar panels and enough battery space to run your engines like you need to when you're powering all the time. You know, I've had to at times do 10 and 12 hours of motoring at a shot. You simply cannot use enough electricity or have enough batteries to do that. So, Steve, the last night's live stream was awesome. But what happens in a live stream stays in a live stream. So, somebody going behind me. Howdy, how you doing? All right, somebody going through the anchorage here. Another lady sailor, we rock. There we go. Solar is so passe. What you need, Carl, is a way to extract the hydrogen from the... There you go. Hey, Christine, how you doing? Will Doug be on Saturday? Yes, Doug should be doing his live stream again on Saturday at 2. I just filmed around the boat a moment ago. I'm way behind in the chat, so you probably saw that. Makes charging difficult that way. Okay, sailing, I think you said so the other day. Can't wait. Hey, Patreon, sorry, don't know how much I'll be able to chat before Frank times me out. Okay, enough of giving Frank a hard time, or I'll time you out. So where are you now? Cliff, I am in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. I'm about 2/3 of the way down the Connecticut coast, going from west to east, and I am in a little town called Old Saybrook out on the coast. Oh, that is pity, don't say. Okay, I think I know where you were at. I bought a 42 Storrington sloop at that marina. Yeah, Steve, I saw your comment about that. I thought that was pretty cool. You're not the only one. I've spoken to other people who have also looked at and bought boats in this area here, so pretty cool. You crushed it on the board for you. Okay, Carl, you said you didn't have much room to change oil. I had an inboard that I had to put a garbage under the motor. Had to put a garbage under the, had to put a garbage bag under the motor? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, there's not much room underneath the engine for any kind of like drain pan or anything like that. So I'll work it out. So where's Carol? Carol was a troll. She was actually Popeye using a fake name, and she was deleted. Oh. Yep, 1 knot with the motor running. Yep, Truth Finder, with the motor running at full tilt, I was making 1 knot with the wind and tide against me. I saw Carol at a certain live stream last night. Yeah, that's fine. It's not her. It's not really Carol. Just so you guys know, that's not Carol. It never was. No news on the patron on board yet. I still have to repull that name. Yeah, I'm not getting an electric motor. You did sell today? Nope, I did not sell today. I had to go to Walmart today, or actually I ended up going to Ace Hardware. Went for a good walk, did some work on the boat, and chilled out and relaxed after getting beaten up the last couple of days. So, yep, don't have a wind generator, can't afford one right now. Maybe it's sometime down the future. Should I ask about solar again? Rigging doctor is a hell running on pure electric. Yep. Yeah, Doug, I'm just getting caught up with the chat here, too. Been away, hope all is well. Everything is well, plastic. Everything is very well. Awesome, in fact. Videotape your live stream. Yes, selling around. There was somebody was a troll that got the access to the account. And that's actually what I spent the good part of this morning doing, was nipping the trolls in the butt and getting that taken care of. So hopefully we'll be able to mitigate that. When did you get over 2,300 subs when you only had around 100 people watching on any given night? I don't know. That's weird, isn't it, huh? You passed Montauk Point. Actually, Frank, I am due north of Montauk Point right now. You can pay a company to get you subs. I don't do that, thank you. You still have a lot of hours to get to Bristol. Yes, I do, Steve. I certainly do. Doug says, Carl, I thought salvage yard, alternator, temp. I don't know. Still searching for the funds for an electric setup for my boat. Hydrogen fuel and lithium invest. Yeah, right, Dick? Yep, Carol is a character on The Walking Dead. Yep, and it was somebody else using that name, trying to make it look like they were a regular person. Of course, they were not. And we know that wasn't Carol, right? Carol, yeah, we know that wasn't Carl. That's what it's all about. Pardon my spelling. At dialysis, one handful. Okay. Okay, trying to get caught up with the chat here, God. Temp fix. Funny seeing Carl's moderators hitting on Carol every night. I'm sorry, but my moderators never hit on Carol at all. So apparently, that's just some of the nonsense that's going on out there. Okay, that was asked and answered. Update on the new dinghy in Head. Going to meet with him either Wednesday or Thursday. Whenever I get to Bristol, that's when we're going to meet with them and get that taken care of. Is it even possible to buy subs? Yeah, there are companies that go out there and they get a whole bunch of people to go out and sub. It's all nonsense. Ever tried peeling an egg one-handed? Yeah, actually, I think actually I really have done that. I've had a hand in a cast before, and it seems to me I remember trying to. It's not easy, but it's possible. It can be done. So it would be hard, but everything worthwhile in life is hard. So yes, my current dinghy is for sale. I'm not going to need 2 of them, so I am going to try to. Get the old dinghy sold. I don't want to be towing 2 of them behind the boat. Bad enough towing 1 behind the boat. So, where is my dinghy? Oh, it's gone. Maybe somebody stole it. Oh, it really is. I don't see it anywhere. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. It's behind the boat. It's just tucked right up underneath of me. Ah, man. So anyhow, yeah, contrary to all the nonsense, I think I hit 2,300 and, oh, I don't know. I hit a new high with my number of subscribers. Um, so I was pleased with that. Contrary to all of the trolls' beliefs with all their nonsense, my number of subscribers and my view counts are continuing to grow quite nicely. Anyway, I'm very pleased with it. Slowly eking up a little bit at a time, and so we're going to just continue doing what we're doing. Whether or not people think it's the right or wrong thing to do, it's sort of interesting. Well, one of the people that I ferreted out today as being a troll on my Patreon account, sure enough was. I mean, I basically said anybody that has a nom de plume name in setting up your YouTube channel, that they are no longer going to be able to participate in the Patreon, the live stream, because I go through and I send an email with that, and so I have certain people that are like Sailing Wonder there, who seems to want to convince everybody that he's a real person, but when you use a name like Sailing Wonder, that's not honest disclosure as to who you are. And if you're going to be a dishonest person and not disclose who you are, you're not going to participate in my Patreon live streams. It's that simple. It's just that simple. So if you can't be honest and tell everybody who you really are, then there's a suggestion of impropriety. And I find it interesting, that all these trolls, accuse me of all this kind of underhanded scam, e-begging, all this kind of nonsense, when in fact, they're the ones that are perpetuating all this dishonesty. I find it, Carol, a perfect example, not their real name, using somebody else's name. Yeah, example. Okay, Wood Beast, I'm going to pick on Wood Beast here a little bit. Wood Beast is using a fake name. However, I know who Wood Beast is. Having a fake name is one thing, but then not coming honest with me and saying, well, okay, my real name is this, and this is who I really am. And, those people I understand, and I get to know them over a little bit of time, and so I get a better comfort feeling for them. Those people that, I told that to, and they come back saying, oh, well, I'm a real person, but, I'm going to go spend my money elsewhere. Well, obviously that was just a troll doing that kind of nonsense, So, someone like, Truth, like right there, Truth Finder, I don't really know who Truth Finder is, so I would have a hard time having Truth Finder participate in my patron-only streams. But yet, Whole Shot, I know Andy very well, and so I have no problem with Andy participating in my streams. So, same with Tickle Me Fin. I know who he actually is. So there's a difference between, using a nom de claim and then actually, hiding behind it all the time. So, Tickle Me Fin, hi, my name's Andy, I'm not a troll. Yeah, well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So, let me go back and see what I missed in the chat. Apparently, I hit a lot of nerves there because a lot of people were chatting and stuff. So, Doug, you help with my Silverado, greatly appreciated. Okay. Will a bigger dinghy fit on deck? I don't know. I don't know if a bigger dinghy will fit on deck. The small dinghy has trouble fitting on deck, so I don't think it will. So, no, I'm not. Okay, Christine, another lady sailor. So nice to see. Okay. Unless got partner hose. Okay. Looking at half your friends' names. Well, yes, but I get to know them, and they've been supporters for a long time. So, Wood Beast is a real name. No, Wood Beast is not a real name. Neither is Mike Hunt, is it? Doug, at least one hand will soothe when. You guys are bad. Is there a reason for the trolls to be so obsessive they may be dug in like a Florida tick? Yeah, 12 degrees. I mean, obviously, you know, my personality, I tend to piss people off, you know, because, hey, you know, I tell it like it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. I call an ace and a spade, and that seems to be very offensive to a lot of people. They seem to think that I'm involved in some kind of dishonest behavior, and yet all of the things that they claim that I'm doing are easily verifiable, and but they don't want to do that. You know, they want the negative stuff. They don't want to actually know the truth of the matter. You know, they like twisting on that. So, you know, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But you know, hey, at this point right now, I have to admire their perseverance. You know, these guys obviously are highly motivated, and they're going to continue doing what they do. And you know, I got to kind of laugh about it at this point. I mean, it's just it's kind of foolish, and it's kind of funny to me at this point. I mean, it's almost just gotten comical. I mean, for one of these guys, one of these trolls, to go and contact my buddy Doug, who's known me for 45 years, and to try to explain to Doug that I'm a bad guy when Doug knows me so well. It just, you know, it's just laughable. I mean, this guy's obviously clueless. He's just laughable. So yeah, I'm making that change with the Sunday. If you're not someone that I know, you're just not going to participate. Period. And that way we can eliminate all the trolls or so. Okay, so with that said, I agree, you know, world famous trucker, let's quit wasting our time with them and move on, talk about more important things. If I missed your comment, guys, I'm just so far behind, I'm just going right up through them. Even I'm not a troll, and I would never go to AA because I'm bad at names and don't like being around quitters. There you go, Steve. Don't like being around quitters. That's funny. You need a good rain suit. Yeah, I have one. It's called a birthday suit. But yes, I guess I should eventually get something, especially when the weather gets colder. How about roll up the dinghy and stow it up on the deck? Yeah, I can do that, Adam. Even rolled up, it's still a pretty big. It's still a pretty big item to have up on the deck, and I don't want to. Okay, Lily pees and poops up on the deck, so that leaves the big part of the deck kind of tied up, and I need to have access up there because I anchor a lot, and so I need to be able to get up to the anchor. So that leaves just this area here right in front of the hatch behind the mast to lay it crosswise up there, and then it's in the way of my visibility. I'd rather just go ahead and try to sell it. In fact, I've been asking at the marina here if anybody wants to buy it, and I'm going to continue asking all along the way, see if I can get a couple $100 back out of it and get it gone. So, okay, shh, don't tell anyone I'm a troll. Okay, Coyote, you're covered, brother. Patriot Canadian, I live in New York, and actually Carl was right up here on the Erie Canal not too long ago, so I'm not landlocked. Nope, she's not. What's the plan for a bigger dinghy tow behind? Yeah, I'm gonna have to tow it behind. So, trolls have been taking up all your live streams. They must be doing something right. One-handed. Oh, these damn bugs up here, man. They got me now all itchy. They have anything batteries better to do? Yeah, Frank, they apparently don't. So, I'm not a troll. Do I neither? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead right back through these because this is just getting to be too much nonsense here. Foul weather equipment is super important. You can get hypothermia in a few months out there. I'm not going to be any place I can get hypothermia. Truth Finder, I've lived for the last 8 years up in Alaska. I'm not going to ever be someplace where I'm going to worry about hypothermia again. Speaking of honesty, can you at least admit that from the time to time that there have been inconsistencies with your narrative? I'm not trolling. No, Carter Hayes, I'm not aware of any inconsistencies with my narrative at all. None whatsoever. I can tell you that I live and learn. I change my mind from time to time, and that's, you know, certainly my prerogative to do so. But no, I'm not aware of any inconsistencies in my narrative. Am I still able to watch you? Ian, of course, buddy. How can you not have a dinghy? Kind of thought that was a necessary thing. Who said I'm not having a dinghy? Nobody said anything about not having a dinghy. Did you sail today? Steve, no, as I said, I did not sail today. I spent the day here in this marina. I had to go run to shore and take care of some errands today. I need real help in my sailing life. Okay. I'm being new to all this and mystified by the trolls. Yeah, the trolls are just out of hand, Steve. Steve, I'm happy to help you out in any way that I can. But I'll tell you right now, if you're watching my channel to learn the finer points of sail, you know, then this isn't the channel for you. But that said, if you want to learn about living aboard a sailboat and some good basic knowledge, that I can help you with. Billy Boy, I agree. You said you were wanting to sell it. I am selling my dinghy, yes, because in 2 days I'm picking up a new one. Comes a new dinghy with an engine. No, it does not, Dick. I'm going to use my 3.3 horsepower to put on the back. List it in Bristol Craigslist. Yeah, Adam, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. Come on, Carl. Let's be honest. I am completely honest. Selling upwind. What are you talking about? Because if it's the usual troll narrative crap, you know, it's just all bullshit. There's not a single bit of truth in any of their nonsense. Bright side, great paint, first lesson. Oh, okay, Steve, there you go. Interlux always makes good paint. So, Adam in Florida, I'm thinking about selling it for $200. I paid $750 for the dinghy and the outboard. The dinghy was $600 new at West Marine. It really hasn't seen any use. Obviously, I've not used it, just towed it behind the boat since then. So I'm going to try to sell it for $200. So. Yep, sorry, Farflung. Yep, there's a new one coming in 2 days. You just hammered poor Carl. Yeah, okay. If you'd been here, you'd said that I would not have asked it. If I had been here when you said that, I would not have. Okay, I get it, Steve. Okay. Show us behind you. Trolls here. You're towing both till the second is sold. Yep. Achoo, Carl, please delete. Achoo. You push to save the environmental talk for years, and you're throwing poop overboard. Selling upwind, you have no idea what you're talking about. I do not throw poop overboard, so I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Again, that's the same kind of ridiculous lies that goes on with these trolls. You're keeping a life vest on deck while you're underway. Steve, I'm not. But I'm not, but it's right inside my companionway. As soon as I go in my companionway, I can actually, well, I can't reach it right now because I just moved it before the live stream, but I normally keep it right to the left of the companionway door so I can grab it out quickly. Mine and Lily's are both there. So, Carl's picking a life chat. Put it on the bulletin board at the marina you're at. Oh, it will go quick. Well, it may go quick, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so not close enough, pal. Well, that may be true. Lizzie has a life vest. Well, of course Lily has a life vest. He puts the poo in bags and keeps it on the boat till he gets to shore, or twice a month. Yeah, I get to shore a whole lot more than once or twice a month, Roman. So here again, this is the usual kind of nonsense coming from trolls. But yes, I bag it and dispose of it properly. Oh, well done, great score. Yeah, it's actually one of my viewers is giving it to me. It's not brand new, but it's practically brand new. Time him out, but he needs to be deleted, totally blocked. Okay. Selling upwind is an instigator. Yes, I agree, Cliff. And we're just about to go ahead and deal with all of that here in just a second. Hunt as well. Yep. Okay, guys. You know what? And I agree with that. So let me go back to the chat and just take care of a couple housekeeping issues real quick here. if you guys don't mind. There's one. There's two. I'm going back, not finding the other one I wanted to get, but all right, well, oh, there it is. There you go. Yep. Oh, okay. Andy already took care of that. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Got some housekeeping taken care of. Sorry about that. Sometimes we just got to go and deal with that kind of stuff. So, Uma said they just pump their stuff overboard. They do. They do, John. And, you know, there's Uma is not the least bit unique in that, actually. There's quite a few sailboats that just pump over the side. And I don't mean just when out by the 3 mile limit. Usually you have to be out 3 miles offshore. And at 3 miles offshore, all boats pump over the side. All the cruise ships with all those people out on them, all those boats pump over the side as soon as they get 3 miles out. 100% of that is just pumped over the deck. But no, I actually run a much cleaner boat than most because I bag mine up and haul it to shore so it gets disposed properly in a refuse facility. So I don't know what to tell these people, but you know, these trolls only want to hear what they want to hear. So they think they have an agenda and that's what they're going to follow. So, Carl bringing the hammer down. Yep, Carter Hayes, that's right. Sunset tonight. Yeah, it's there it is. That's what's left of it. The boat has actually spun around now. And so the sunset is behind me, or what's left of it. Yes, Thompson looks, yeah, you got 3 miles out. You can, yep. What's wrong with pumping out? Well, you don't want to pump out in a crowded harbor because you overload the nitrogen levels for a given ecosystem. You need to be 12 miles out now, I think. Nope, Steve, it's still 3. Still 3. Yep, all the cruise ships pump over the side once they get 3 miles out. Picture postcard background behind you. Sailing upwind. Yep, yeah, that is, so there you go. You guys want to do a screenshot of that, go ahead. There's your chance to screenshot that. Pretty sunset, what's left of it. All right, you had your opportunity there. If you didn't do it, oh well. Little fish poop in the water, just nature's way of recycling. Yep. Okay. Huh. Don't delete me, I'll be very sad. Oh, Ian, we're not going to delete you, buddy. Yep, don't forget to smell the roses. Thanks, Pilot, for taking care of that. Who cares what Uma does with their crap? Carl and several others just kicked their dog poos overboard. So let's move on to something else. Yeah, well, Kia, that's what you do with dogs. In fact, that's actually what the Coast Guard guys told me to do with the dog. So, and isn't it funny? The Coast Guard says it's perfectly good for my dog to poop over the side, but not me. So go figure, huh? I think your adventure over the last year is amazing. You've gone through a hell of a lot, and you're doing better. So I have a hard time understanding the trolls, but every channel has a few, I think. Yeah, and I have more than most because I don't take their crap, but, and, you know, they get a lot of pleasure out of dealing with it, but, you know, it is what it is. And thank you for your kind words, sir. I appreciate that, Farflung. Bag your poop and send the people. Yeah, if I only had the trolls' addresses, huh, right? Bag it and ship it to them, huh? Anyhow, guys, look, I'm going to go down below because I'm getting eat up now by mosquitoes. All of a sudden, some bugs are coming out. So I'm going to get down below and put a little bug spray on because they're beginning to get to me up here. I guess because there's no wind tonight. There was a breeze last night, and so I didn't have any bug issues. But tonight there's nothing, and it's getting buggy out here. So I'm going to go ahead and end this and head below. We're right at the 1 hour mark anyway, so it's well within the timeline. We'll have more for you guys tomorrow. So we'll talk to you then, guys. Be good and be careful. Take good care of one another. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.